Good welcome guys on Hairdressing Live. I'm Stephen Buzassy from Hungary. I'm the artistic director of Lakme Hungary and the founder of Circle Budapest. What we're going to do today is a classic bob haircut with some disconnected layering techniques and also disconnections. First thing what I want to do is take a center section from the front to the back. So that's why I'm combing everything back, because this back combing gives much more easy way to take the sections. So if I'm working with center sections, I always comb the hair back and then take the section. If the hair is wet enough, you should probably not use clippers, but if you want to just use them. First thing after the sectioning is the diagnosis. The diagnosis is a very important thing, because if we miss the diagnosis, our haircut, our shape maybe just collapse. Chenge has a very beautiful head shape. From the top to the occipital bone it's a little bit flatter, but after the occipital bone it's very neat, very nice. So after the center section, I'm going to take a horizontal section from the left and from the right. Chenge's hair is a little bit thick, so I will use thin sections to achieve the best result. Okay, I comb the hair down. I want to cut a square line and want to protect the line with my scissor. As I'm satisfied with the line, I'm just continue the cut with thin sections. Comb the hair to the natural fall. I will use a clipper here just to protect the hair. Finding the natural fall of the hair, and I'm not working against the growth pattern and the natural fall, so I'm just looking and checking constantly. Comb the hair to the natural fall. Protect the hair with my comb and with my scissor, looking the right length and looking the cutting line as well. Take another section, clip the hair out of way without stretching the skin. I'm using my comb as a ruler, I guess, or a tripod, very effectively. And I keep the straight line on the sides and in the center as well. This is a key factor again. If I'm reaching the sides, I have to be careful, because if the first section is not heavy enough or not thick enough, the line here won't be very straight. So I will separate this section and just cut it later, because I want to keep strength and heaviness on the sides. Comb everything to the natural fall, and from now I'm going to continue with this side and just after the left hand side. Be aware the model's head position, because if the model head position is down and you cut a line, it won't be straight, it will be a little bit round. And continue this line. Take another section. Comb everything nice and neat. As I'm reaching the top, I think I'm gonna end it up with the hair, so there's no much hair left here. Okay, I'm using the wider side of the comb, find a natural fall, and just cut the line in. Is the natural separation. And just lock or protect the hair into the skin. I'm just gonna comb everything down. When we reach the top sections, where the hair goes into the front, we have to take a little curve movement to protect these lengths, because I don't want to cut this length shorter than this. So what I'm gonna do is take a slightly C movement with my comb, protect the hair with my finger. As you can see, the hair just stuck into the skin. Tear the head a little bit away. Comb the hair nice and neat. I put my scissor under my comb and take a little push into the comb. This will give a nice control, and just cut the line in. And as I'm combing in front the hair, you can see this hair is a little bit longer here. So this little longer pieces gives me a nice vibe to the haircut, and then after the blow dry, we just, if we want to, we just cut it straight. Comb everything down here, using the wide side of my comb, protect the hair with the scissor and connect the back and the sides. As I'm satisfied with this side, I'm going to continue on the other side. So after I'm satisfied with the bob line, I'm going to take another section from here. I will use the point at the top of the head. From here I'm going to take a slightly curved section which ends above the occipital bone, because I want to layer this hair out of the way a little bit. Take a slightly curved section with the wider side of my comb. The reason why I'm ending above the occipital bone, because I don't want to lose the strength and I don't want to lose the length in the outline. And from here I'm going to take another curved section, and this section ends in the highest point of the head. I really like to use these connections because when I was a student, my father, and I'm struggling with haircutting, my father always said, if you don't want to cut a piece of hair, or just don't know what you want to do with this hair, just disconnected it. And after a blow dry, you can decide what you want to do with it. Just layer it out, just cut it into the shape, just refining, just leave it longer, gives you freedom. And I'm going to take a center section from the highest point. I'm going to take a very thin section because of the hair is very thick. I will use a slightly triangular cutting line, and as you can see, this length here just sits above the occipital bone, and this will be the final length of this layering technique. I want to give freedom and longer pieces to this section, so I'm using quite a lot of over direction. What it does, it gives you a nice longer vibe and longer feelings in the sides. This layering, this disconnection layered piece will blend nicely to the shape. Okay, I'm constantly looking the cutting line, and I'm looking the root. I want to keep it clear as possible.
If you like what we're doing, please leave a comment below and hit that subscribe button.
I'm not using a lot of tension, just to make sure to protect the hair nice. And this is my last section, which I want to over direct into the first. If I'm combing back, as you can see, this disconnection just gone. But if we see this haircut in the sides and the profile, this little hair is going to move and start to live with together on this structured and heavy outline. From now, I'm going to take a top section. I have to decide where the sides and where the top sections separate. I usually do it with my comb, so I place my comb into the sides and take a rounded movement. And where the comb is moving, this is like what it does. Where the comb is moving, I'm going to take a center section. I want to give movement and a lot of freedom for the top sections, but I don't want to cut it too short because I don't want to fringe for changa, just a little bit and a little softer. And also using this connection, so these top areas won't disconnect and won't blend with the rest of the cut. I just measure an optimal length in the front where I want to sit this little piece of hair, just slightly under the nose, okay? If we're measuring, we have a lot of reference points. like the chin, like the nose, like the eyes, and pulling everything to the previous. What it does gives a nice longer effect and longer pieces on the sides. Okay, I'm using my comb, looking the roots, and I don't want to use much tension. Just lock the hair into my fingers and cut the line in. Take another section and take a half from the last section. This is how we can control the square over direction. We always take half of the previous section and take the new section. This is how we can achieve a square over direction. I think there is 2 or 3 sections are left. Because as you can see, Chang's bone structure is a little rounded here. The reason why I'm using a square over direction, because I want to maintain the length and maintain the vibe a little bit longer here. And I want to blend, and I want to maintain this area a little bit. Also want to keep longer sections in the sides. Comb the hair out of the way and pull this hair just straight up. Okay, I'm not worrying about this hair, which ends or stuck into my fingers, because what I want to do is just to focus on the first and the second bone on my finger, and after, as I'm reaching this section, I'm going to continue cutting line. And now I'm going to blow dry Chang's hair with a flat brush, wet brush. What I want to be aware is not blow drying from the back to the front, just from the top to the back, to the downer sections, and everything from the back in the front, because this gives a very nice natural rounder on the bone structure. I want to make everything flat and shiny. Okay, as I'm satisfied with the blow dry, I'm gonna comb the hair to the natural fall again. Just steer the head a little bit down to see my cutting line clear. But first of all, I'm gonna clean the hair up under the line. If we're cleaning up a line, we have to be aware of 3 things. The one is the hair under the line. These little hair will always push the line up. The second is in front of the line, what we can see in front of the line, what we always cleaning with a pointing technique. And the third is above the line. It's little pieces which just sits above the line. I usually take them out with a clipper, but you can also do it with a scissor. You always have to see the line what you're cutting, so if it's necessary, you just turn the model or the client in the direction which is the most comfortable for you. I'm just gonna point it through a little bit, this disconnected piece. I don't want to point cut it through as much, just to give a little more freedom. Comb everything to the same direction when I cut it. Also, I will do it in the top sections. Okay, and what we finally achieved is graphic outline and a heavy shape in the back. And what we achieved here is a very soft movement where the sides hair are a little bit longer than the center hair. So it gives a lot of freedom to this area of the hair. I think this is going to be the final look for Chang's. Hope you like this tutorial and hope you like the cutting. So thank you very much guys for seeing this video. I hope you liked it.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. This is a highly trimmed down version of this technique. So if you want more information, you can head over to hairdressinglive.com, where we share with you lots of industry knowledge and full masterclasses.